Yo, what up? We are live right now. It's gonna be a simple tutorial on how to use LOGIX Pro X. For starters, you go up here to the corner, LOGIX Pro X. Click on About LOGIX Pro X. I'm using version 10.4.7. I don't know if y'all can see that, 10.4.7. Alright. So the first thing you want to do is go to Preferences, go to General. When you first get I want to see how this works. You have to go to Advanced Settings, and what you're probably gonna see is this. When you first get it, show Advanced Settings. Click on that. You have to make sure everything on here is checked in the box, and then you would have to put Enable All. Because if you don't do all this, you're just using GarageBand. So first thing we're gonna do over here on the left hand side, you got all these knobs and whatnot. What you need to know is that this is where you're gonna find all your sound kits. I got Alchemy, battery, Exs24 Sampler, bass engine, complete control. You know, this stuff that you can buy along the way. They got a drum kit designer. They have a bunch of plugins, a bunch of stuff that's already on here, factory settings and whatnot. So whenever you add a track, you can put Add a Track. What you want to use is a software instrument. If you have a keyboard, you can hook up any kind of MIDI keyboard to it that you're going to be putting your sounds into. So how to create a track, you can record on here. You can connect a guitar to here. You can add a drummer that automatically plays with your song, which I don't ever use that. But right now what we're doing today is software instrument. So an instrument right here, an external MIDI or USB device. The instrument you can pick right here. Click on this, pick whatever you want to click on. I don't ever mess with that. Mine's set on Alchemy, so every time I load up a track, it automatically opens Alchemy. You got the outputs 1 and 2. Just leave it like that, and you push create. What's going to happen is it's going to create another track, and you can go in here and put whatever you want. So I'm going to go ahead and use the basic piano right here. I'll put no plugin. I'll go to the piano, and I usually set my tempo, let's say on 90 BPMs. It took me a long time to be able to play a key on 90 BPMs. So what I'm finna do is click on the grand piano, and you can hear the sounds that are coming out. Alright, so once you do that, we're going to be learning about the hotkeys and stuff like that. That's just a regular piano that I like using. Once you learn how to set everything up, you can add a track or whatever. In this video, I'm going to show you how to load up MP3s and chop samples. I'm going to show you what the shortcuts for copy and paste are. Show you what Command R does. And I'm going to show you all kinds of stuff. So for now, let me go to my YouTube page, and I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to share this video. That way everybody else can tune in, because right now I have no viewers. So the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to go ahead and open up my iTunes. I'm going to open up my iTunes, and I got this thing called Summer in the City. Now I did chop this up with my homie. I'm gonna go ahead and just load this up and show you how to do it. So all you do is grab this, drag it to the bottom, and bam, just like that, it's gonna load up. Now while that loads up, I'm gonna go ahead and share this to my Facebook. Alright, so you see it loads up right here. So we do have it on 90 BPMs or whatever, but the good thing to do about this, you can come over to the left. So let's play this real quick. It's a sample that me and my homie already worked on. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and show you how to chop this. So go back to the beginning. So what you're gonna do right here, you can blow it up. I'm gonna show you this is what you call a 2-track. Got 2 waves on it, you know what I'm saying? Go ahead and get rid of this and get rid of this so we can see what's going on. Everything is set to a marker. You know what I'm saying? Everything is set on point. So you can do one of 2 things. You can click here, push command. As long as this is highlighted, you push command T and it'll chop it. So what I got right here is, you got a little loop right there. Just by highlighting and pushing command T. You can hear that already. Right here I can put drums in there. I can do a bunch of other stuff, EQ stuff out. That's a nice little loop, you know what I'm saying? It'll give you a little more volume. This is that loop right quick. I ain't even done nothing major yet. Yeah. Alright, so there's a few things I could do with this. That's a nice little loop. I can add drums to that. I can add a bass line around it. I can EQ the bass line out. But what we finna do is finna chop by hand. So when I say chop by hand, what I'm gonna do is push command T and I'm gonna hold command down. I'm gonna push T to chop, to slice it. So you'll be able to see it once it's doing it. Here we go. Alright, so that's each chop individual. So that's me doing it by hand or whatever. I prefer to do it that way. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and delete this piano. I'm gonna delete this instrument. I'm gonna go ahead and add one. So I'm gonna add that. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go open up the Exs24 Sampler. So basically, creating a track, and where it says instrument, go to Exs24 Sampler, and you're gonna want to create that. So what's gonna pop up is this. Normally it won't do this. Somebody messed up my Logic or whatever, but this is what it's gonna look like. I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. So the first thing you need to do about this, you want to get these chop samples into here, and this is gonna assign the keys, the chops to your keys. So first thing you want to do on voice is put 16. You're gonna put that on 1. Next thing you want to do is you're gonna go to edit. I don't ever touch none of this. All this, I don't ever touch none of this. You can get creative later on and mess with all this and whatnot. It has effects and everything. I leave that alone. All we're doing is basic chops. Putting your chops into the Exs24 sampler. That way you can assign them. So when you click on edit, this screen is gonna pop up. Let me make this screen a little bit smaller so you can see what's going on. So go ahead and close this. What you're gonna do is highlight these. These are your chops. When you highlight these, you're gonna bring these over, drag and drop right here. See the green tab? Just drop them right there. And notes is 1. Your start note is gonna be C1. So wherever C1 is on your computer, on your keyboard, that's where it's gonna be at. So you're gonna go ahead and push OK. You can put it to whatever you want. B-O, C sharp 1, whatever. Those are the the labels of the keys. If you know how to read music, it's cool. I don't either. C1, I know that's my starting key, so I'm gonna push OK. They're gonna pop up in here. Alright, now let me blow this up. So these are all your samples right here. Here's the way they add. You can click on them and they'll make sounds. Already that's a dope chop. So these are all your chops, basically. Alright, let's go to the first one. So you click on it, double click the first one. When you double click the first one, this is gonna pop up. This right here is what really counts the most. How much editing you want to do into your chops is what the result's gonna be. So you get this and you take off some of this waveform. You know what I'm saying? And you can hit the C1 button. Actually, you have to click on it. So you got to make sure. All right, let's do this for a second. So you got to make sure this is where your default, where it says default, this is where your keys are at. All right, so let's bring these back up. All right. All right, so this is C1. This is the first chop. So you want to make sure you get a nice chop. And I'm gonna show you what happens whenever you take too much off. You can chop it, slice it anywhere you want. You want a clean chop, so you basically look at the waves and chop it how you want to. You go a little further in. So what we want to do is go ahead and come from way over here. See the ending, I don't really like the ending, so I'm gonna bring this all the way over here to where this wave ends. See what that sounds like. You want to get a nice consistent loop. That's nice, that's not bad, but I want to bring it a little bit further over. Alright, so since I like, I'm going to close this and I'm going to work on the next one. The next one is same thing. You're going to double click that square and you're going to come over here. Here's your next chop. You want to line this one up from the one you had before. Now, just like the other one, you can chop it wherever you want. You get different sounds when you move the chop over. You slice it over. I can hear a little drag in the front. If I wanted to start a little smoother, I go here. Alright, now you hear the end. I don't like how the end. So I'll just go over to this wave a little bit. That's pretty dope, but I'm gonna go ahead and go a little bit over like this. Alright, so we got that. So bring this one back over so we can get that second one. Now in here you can do all kinds of stuff. So when you go, so you got this sound right here. So one thing you can do, you go to functions and you can fade out, fade in, silence, invert. Let's go ahead and reverse it. See what it does. So remember, when you reverse it, it's playing from this way, this way. It's no longer playing from the front that way. So it's all kinds of ways to pull sounds out of these samples. I kind of want that. So let's go this way. See what we get. Okay, so maybe I'll go another way. Okay, that sounds a little bit better. So pretty much that's how you. Okay, let's go ahead and do this one right quick. Let's get a nice little chop on that. So basically, this is just editing pretty much. So let's click actually like that. Alright, so one important thing right here. So let's say you chop up this big old sample, you put all these chops into your EXS24 sampler. What you're gonna want to do is close this. You're gonna want to save it, automatically save it. So when you save it, let's just say, let's call this the woo chapel sample chop. So name it something that you're gonna remember it. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna wanna remember where you put it at and whatever. You can make a new folder or whatever and add all your samples to it. But we're gonna go ahead and save that woo sample chop. And this is just for the sake of the video. I'm just doing this for the video. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute this. And this is our sample. This one has a little different horn in the back. Alright, so what I'm gonna show y'all next is how to use you go to audio effects. Make sure that your default is highlighted. Basically, this is your EXS24 sampler. So what you're gonna do is go down here. I'm gonna show you exactly where it's at. You go to all the way to the bottom, go to audio units, go to Apple, and you have all these AU plugins. What I like to do is go to AU pitch, click on the stereo part, go to editor. I don't think yours is gonna have this step in it, but I have to open it up manually. And this is the AU pitch. So what happens is you're playing your sample. And as you're playing your sample, you're playing with the pitch. It just gives it another flavor. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go the opposite way. can do whatever you want. You can screw it. Alright, so that's basically how you. So if you notice that I didn't change the BPMs, it's still at 90. And I use this UA pitch to change the pitch on it. I don't know if y'all can hear this. I'm gonna give it a little more volume. You can still hear a kick in the background. So what I'm gonna use, I'm gonna use the stock plugins. I'm gonna go to EQ. I'm gonna go to channel EQ. And you're gonna see a screen like this. And what you're gonna do is you see the waves. So since you can hear a kick in there, I'm gonna go ahead and cut out the low end of this. So now you're taking away the kick in the background. You can play with it however you want to. There's really no limit to what you can do on here. And let's just say I like that. Alright, I'm gonna close this. I'm gonna go ahead and delete this because I don't need it anymore. Now, my suggestion for you at this point in time, you haven't saved your session. It still says Untitled track. Might be number 1 for you, might be 38. But what you want to do is push Command and S. That's to save it. This is gonna pop up. Let's call this the Woo track 21. We're in 2021. So what I suggest is you get you a hard drive. That way you can change this, because what you're doing is when you save it on here, just on the Logic, you're saving it straight to your computer and it's on there. And if you save these to a hard drive, it'll be a lot easier because it saves CPU on your computer, and you have it all on your hard drive, everything saved. So if your computer shuts down, messes up, or you break your screen, all you gotta do is get the hard drive, plug it into another computer that has Logic, and all your files will pop up. So you save it. The other reason you save this, because if you don't save your track after you sample something, you lose those chops. So what's gonna happen? Let me show you my EXS sampler. So my EXS sampler, I have a bunch of stuff that's saved in here already. So if you go here, you got plenty of stuff. I believe it pops up right here too. Well, not now, not in this one. So anyway, so here's all the stuff that I sampled. Everything that I've sampled on here. I got a lot of stuff I sampled. Let's see.
While I wrote this song, while I wrote this song, all the mercies, well they've got all the mercies, well they've got all the mercies, well they've got how the while I wrote this song, how the verses, well, they've got.
So my point is that once you put all your chops into the Exs24 Sampler, once you save everything after you edit it, you gave it a name like Woo Woo Woo, like this one is called Elton John, your song. Once you save everything, if you don't save your session, like up top right here, so you see the title. If you don't save it, you lose what you did right here. Because you're gonna close this, you're gonna push save, and you're gonna get out of it. When you come back and you try to open up these your samples, because we did the woo woo woo. Look for the woo woo woo. You look for the woo woo woo. They're not gonna come up, but they're gonna be blank. Like I have a couple in here that are blank. Let me see. Try to see right here. This is an example of me not saving one of my projects. Exs24 instrument, Silent Hill, No Tomorrow, audio file, Silent Hill, is No Tomorrow, not found. This is what you wanna try not to happen to you, because you're gonna wind up putting all these hours into a song. You're gonna wind up not having your samples, and your whole song is gonna be lost. At least the sample part of it. So I already showed you how to chop a sample, which is easy. Push Command T while the track is playing. There's other ways to do it as well if you want to look into that. I'll do that in a later video. Right now I'm just doing real simple, basic tutorial on how to create beats. So what I'm gonna do is I got this, let me go ahead and load up the sample we just had right now. This song, let me see, I think it was Elton John, your song. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and create a beat. I do have to make a beat for my homie. He requested this song, charged him $175 for this song, and I'm making a beat right now. So what I'm going to do is open up some drums, and I have a battery. I'm gonna open up battery, show y'all what battery looks like. And this tutorial is for beginners. If you're an expert, feel free to skip on to another video if you want to. If not, maybe there's something that can help you out. But if you like this video, go ahead and do me a favor, like, comment, share. Please subscribe to this channel. I'm trying to grow my channel to 1K so I can start selling my merchandise online. I got La Casa de Llaves, Brandon, whatever. But this is what I'm gonna be doing, tutorials, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to help people that don't know how to make beats learn how to make beats. So here we go. I'm gonna go ahead and do a snare. Pull up a snare. Lower this right quick. We use that one for now. So I got it at 90 BPMs. Go ahead and record this. If you got a Mac, Apple, these are shortcuts for Apple. So all you gotta do on your computer or on your keyboard is push R and it'll start recording. So pretty much, I want this to loop all the way through 8 bars. Get this on the 8 bar. So you can see that's 8 bars right there. Let me get this out the way. So right here, if you look at this, you double click that, this piano roll pops up. So you can see that these are kind of off. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You can highlight all these and hit 1/4 and they'll move back. They'll move into place. I don't know if you saw that move. I'm gonna turn it off for a moment and I'm gonna get rid of the screen. What you can do on here is you hit this eye, it's the information and everything. Go up here to where it says Quantize. Quantize, you can hit this and put, we're at 90 BPMs, so I'm gonna do 1/16 of a note, and that's gonna put them in place. The reason I do 1/16 because I'm making a beat so low, at a low pace. So what I'm gonna do to duplicate this, since it's highlighted, all you gotta do is push Command and R. Well, when it's gonna duplicate it, or you can highlight it, push Command copy, say this is here, it's gonna mess up. Push Command V, it's overlapping. So what you want to do is edit, undo paste. Gotta make sure everything is tick sensitive. It'll go wherever you put it at. So push Command T, Command copy, Command T, Command copy, Command R. This is my first time doing tutorials, so don't judge me. So basically you got a nice little 8-bar loop. So what you're gonna do is right here, if you push this, whatever's highlighted, it'll duplicate it. Boom. So now you still got the same sounds on a different track. But this one, I want to do the kicks. So I'm gonna go ahead and pick a kick right quick. That one's dope. We use that one. Alright, so right here, some of them you want to leave them off note, not quantize or whatever, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to go ahead and quantize everything just so it'll be on point. So I'm going to go ahead and get rid of this and put this back on. I'm going to go quantize, go 1/16. You'll see everything shift. I'm going to show you that real quick. Go off. And it shifts a little bit. If you look at this, look at that while I do this. 1/16, it shifts to on point. Then you right here, Command R, and you already have yourself a nice little loop. So what I like to do, go back to my Elton John thing. We're finna play with the pitch. We're finna play with the see how fast or slow I want to go with this beat. And here we go. Alright, so automatically I hear the beat's too slow. Let's go 120. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna put it on point. So if you notice, if right here it shows, if you hover above here is an arrow. If you hover down here, it's a square. It's a plus sign. So what you can do right here is double click this, delete that, and since everything's quantized, go ahead and quantize this to 1/4. That way it'll be on point. So then you can push Command R, Command R, Command R. Now, you want this to be on time. So here's where you gotta edit just a little bit. You can hear it's gonna be off. So that's too slow, so go 130 BPM. So basically what we did was we took a sound that was already pitched to a certain tempo. We made the drums at 90 BPMs. We went ahead and played 2 notes of the sample on point from bar 1 to bar 2, which is these two, and we just copy and pasted them over, and we wind up going from 90 to 130 BPMs. So what I like to do right here is, this is 1, 2, 3, 4. This 4th one, I'm gonna switch it up. So I'm gonna double click in. This is the 4th one. I'm gonna switch it up. I'm gonna switch this one up as well. So basically for this tutorial, basically showing you how to set up your basic instructions or your basic setup on how everything you need to turn on, like from your preferences. When you go to preferences, go to Logic Pro, preferences, go to general, and you have to make sure you click on advanced settings, and you have to put show advanced tools and make sure all this is clicked on, enable it. That's one thing. Then we showed you how to go into your Exs24 Sampler, which is this thing right here. Don't forget to push, right here is going to say 16. What happens when you do 16, let me show you. You hit one key. When voices is on 16, that means you're going to play a note and your samples are going to overlap each other. But when you put voices on 1, when you put your voices on 1, you just hit it one time, and you hit it multiple times, and it'll cut it off the sample before that's playing, and that's dope. So you learn how to do that. And second, you learn how to duplicate a track. You learn how to copy and paste. Remember, the copy and paste is, you want to copy something, Command C. You want to paste it, Command V. Those are the shortcuts on the keyboard on using a Mac. You learn how to switch the tempo using the UA pitch. You know what I'm saying? It's a UA pitch. You can pitch it to whatever you want to, and it'll fit the BPMs and whatnot. Basically, this is how I set up my stuff as a beginner. So what I'm gonna go ahead and do, I'm gonna go ahead and play this beat, add some sounds to it. I hope whatever I showed you in here was helpful to somebody. If you like this video, go ahead and subscribe and share this channel, and feel free to donate. You know, I ain't tripping. You donate some, I'm always Cash App ready. But if not, it's cool. Cash App is $, Keyz Ramirez. Donate what you want, what you can. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead and finish this beat up. I'm gonna add some instruments to it. And if you like this video, want to see more videos, I'm gonna do more tutorials on how to use Logic, and it's gonna be real easy and smooth. So go ahead and add a bass line to this. Another video, I'll show you how to find the keys to the samples. But for right now, I'm just going to go ahead and finish this beat. I'm going to end this. I showed y'all how to do the beginning stuff or whatever, how to set up your Logic. And I'm going to call this end of the day, end of the show. And y'all just tune in and see what video I'll come up with next. Same thing applies for everything you do. You got a bass line, I'm gonna go 1.8 because we're at 130 BPMs, and I'm gonna Command R, copy and paste this.
Go ahead and add a bass line All the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look.
I don't even think I want to quantize. I'm gonna leave that like that.
All the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look.
Now, right quick, I'm finna show y'all. Highlight everything. Push Command R. Bam, bam. And you pretty much got a whole song kind of formatted. I'm gonna show you a quick tip real quick on how I do my intros. If you click this, right click, push bounce in place, it's gonna put everything into waveform. Once it goes into the waveform, you can pretty much do what you want to do, like edit and whatnot. That's gonna be the last tip I'll show y'all. Show y'all how to make an intro, show you how to make an outro. Real quick. Pretty much wave everything out by right clicking your track, bounce in place, push OK. You can see over here you got an extra tail on everything. Good thing about that is I'm gonna show you how to fix that because you want everything to be on point. I'm about to end this video right quick, but I'm gonna show you something real quick. Highlight all this, push Command T just like you're slicing your samples, and delete those so everything's on point. Delete what you don't need here. You might want to keep this one, your chops, in case you want to make this is your samples, so you want to keep that in case you want to make a hook or something with a different sample or whatnot. And what you do here, what I do, since it's all chopped and even, whatever, I duplicate this, Command R, so I have it already in case I mess up. I go over to bar number 4, which is right here. So I highlight this, Command T, delete this, and this right here, I'm gonna take out the kicks, take out the snare, take out the piano, take out the bass. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna drag everything back over. That way everything hit right on time. And if you go hover over this right here, it makes a little square. You can come over here and drag this way. I like to go from 4 to 5, the last bar. Right click, put slow down. And if you have a producer tag, drag your producer tag in by right here. Alright, that's your producer tag right there. It's my producer tag, and this is how you make an intro. And pretty much your intro, Command copy, click here, Command V to paste it, come over like this, and that's your intro and your outro.
All the look, all the look, all the look.
La casa de llaves. La casa de llaves.
All the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look. While I wrote this song, all the look, all the look, all the look.
La casa de llaves. La casa de llaves.
Real simple. One last thing I want to show y'all before we go, because I'm going to be here forever just trying to show y'all what we got going on. Go to the middle of your thing, Command T, cut back on this, cut back on that, cut back on that, cut back on these. Oh, go ahead and go right here. to just add some spice to your little track or whatever.
While I wrote this song, while I wrote this song,
and that's pretty much it for today. I'm gonna go ahead and let this play out, and I'll see y'all in the next video.